Hey, you ever wonder why we're here? Welcome to episode 11 of my self-important Magic the Gathering show. This week is Izzet, the color combination of red versus blue. Izzet, thematically, is probably one of my favorite color combinations, because while red and blue are on opposite sides of the color wheel, they have a lot of things in common. They both love instants and sorceries, and they love artifacts. It's just that their philosophies are different. Blue is the thinky, calculating color, while red is the passionate, go with your gut, you know, color. So when those two collide, you get maximum creativity, I guess. I have two decks lined up because as you see by this number over here, I kind of put a bunch of cards in this deck already. And that tends to make the episodes shorter because you don't have, or at least the deck building part shorter because you don't have to watch me add everything all at once. So, if I'm right and there's time, we'll do this other one, which there's a preview of. So let's get over here. Let's fix this really quick. Commanders, plural. So we have commanders from both from Innistrad. We have Ludevic, Necro-Alchemist, 1 a blue and a red for a 1/4 legendary creature human wizard. At the beginning of each player's end step, that player may draw a card if a player other than us lost life that turn. So a tiny bit of card draw to incentivize our opponents to attack anybody that isn't us. That's pretty neat. And paired with him is Kraum, Ludevic's Opus. 3 a blue and a red for a 4/4 legendary creature zombie horror with flying and haste. Whenever an opponent casts their second spell each turn, we draw a card. So this is more partner stuff. Eventually I'll run out of non-partners with partners that I want to do. I don't know if I said this in a previous episode, but I don't like making partner commanders if I can't visualize a reason why they'd be working together. Like, I wouldn't just team up like Kraum here with one of the ones from a previous episode just because I wanted a deck with those colors. Like, I know that's kind of a CDH thing, but like mentally I just can't get behind it. It's just weird to me. Also appearing in this deck will be Kraum, Violent Cacophony. 2 blue-red for a 2/3 with flying, so a much weaker version of Kraum on the cowboy set, interestingly enough. I don't zombie horror, I don't remember if I said flying, it's been a second. Whenever you cast your second spell each turn, put a +1/+1 counter on Kraum and draw a card. So we want our opponents to cast multiple spells, or not. If it keeps them from casting more than one spell a turn because they don't want us drawing cards, that's great too. You got to be fine with those kinds of things. And they also want to incentivize them not attacking us. I also have a bad card in the deck, but it's Ludevic's Test Subject. This is the only other Ludevic card that's in these colors. Because there is another Ludevic, but I believe he's black-blue. So if we wanted all of the Ludevics in the same deck, it would need to be Grixis. That's blue, red, black. So Ludevic's text subject is 1 in a blue for a lizard with Defender, who's an 0/3. But if you put in another 10 mana over time, it turns into a 13/13 with trample. Absolute rat garbage of card, but it's staying in the deck because it amuses me. I will absolutely put a garbage card in my deck if it fits the theme. Then we have 6 pieces of ramp, the 6 pieces of ramp I could think of. We have the Cold Dead Hands, Arcane Signet, Izzet Signet, Mind Stone, Talisman of Creativity, and the Thought Vessel, because we want to not have a maximum hand size. You know, just on the off chance that we're allowed to draw a bunch of cards. Our lands, we got Lotus Field in here. And then basically nothing else in here is like really interesting other than like the arts I chose. They're different. Yeah, unless I wanted to pay $42 for that version, there's no reason. That's why I'm using the newest, because there wasn't like a special printing that I liked. And then 9 pieces of removal, though I missed one. You know, but so we're gonna go put up here and fix that really quick. Reality shift, you might remember that I like using. Since it's 2 mana and it to exile instead of 1 mana to destroy, and instead of giving them a 3/3 creature, they put the top card of their library into play as a 2/2 creature, and if it's a creature on the bottom side, they can pay its mana cost to turn it face up. Then we got Chaos Warp. It'll grab any permanent. Then we got the old Aetherize and Aether Sprouts. I know it's supposed to be Etherize, but if they wanted it to be pronounced Etherize, they shouldn't have put a capital A at the beginning. That's, of course, Mana-Generated Counterspell, my concessions to play groups outside of mine. You know what? I don't think Lightning Bolt is a great piece of removal, but it is really fitting in this deck since we have basically Dr. Frankenstein right here and Frankenstein's monster. So, and we'll go all printings and look for something cool. Oh, and I have it sorted by price, so let's go to stuff that actually exists. I like the D&D Lightning Bolt, but I feel that's not the version most appropriate for this deck. Oh. 2023 North American Legacy Championship version. That's neat. Dang, that $5.50 version. I'm just going to use the D&D version. The old book style fits, even if like the reason why it's an old book style doesn't fit. I know we should have more removal here, so we'll think about it as we fill out the rest of the deck. And I definitely know we should have more ramp, and definitely have more card draw. What kind? But the trouble is, what kind of things do we want to put in this deck? Maybe we want to goad, just to incentivize people to attack, not us, even more. It's like, you will draw your card. Gall darn it. Though thinking about that for a second, I really don't see it. Yep, I put in my lands. Let's have no fear and grab ideas. Brainstorm, that's actually kind of funny. Blasphemous Act. Okay, see, these two are incredibly funny, and yet the names of the cards fit into the deck, and that might be the quote unquote theme we're going. I generally don't like board wiping myself, but maybe we'll need to. We'll come back to that. Stormkiln Artist. Are we doing Spellslinger? Goblin Electromancer. I don't like making people discard. Negate. Cyclonic Rift, we're not doing Game Changers. Faithless Looting. Frantic Search is basically a free spell. I don't like discarding, but sometimes, you know. Sometimes you gotta. And we do need more card draws, so we may as well use it. We're not putting Niv Mizzet in here. Ludevic ain't gonna have anything to do with that self-important dragon. If we want Niv Mizzet, we'll make him a Niv Mizzet deck, you know what I mean? I don't like counter spells, but I think this one's funny. Because this one triggers no, it doesn't trigger for them drawing cards. It triggers for them casting spells. I was thinking of something else. Ristic Study, we're not putting that in. Spellslinger is such an Izzet thing, but I want to try to do something else. Jessica Wills ain't going in here. Flame of Arnor. Whenever you draw a card, you get a Locust. That would de-incentivize our opponents from casting spells, but that's fine. I do like it. Serum Visions, draw a card, scry 2. I don't think we're going to rely on stuff like that. Young Pyromancer, Instants and Sorceries, Mana Geysers, to get a bunch of mana in one turn. Oh, Wizard class, we want to... That's another thing we wanted. Now I remember. Propaganda. What does Jory and Rune Diver do? Oh, we want to cast 2 spells. Look at that. Teferi's Agent's Insight is a good card. If you draw a card, except for the first one you draw on each of your draw steps, draw 2 cards instead. But I don't think Teferi would help Ludevic. So that's why it's not going in here. I do like Fevered Visions. Oh, of course. These things. Laboratory Maniac does fit the theme of the deck in name, but I don't think we're going to draw enough cards for this to matter. And it's kind of a anticlimactic way to win. Thousand Year Storm is a fun card, but I don't think we'll be casting enough spells for that to matter. And also at 6 mana, it feels like a trap. Put on the boots. Non-creature spells. That's the way we can go. Mystic Remora for early game card draw. Or slowing everyone down, but it doesn't fit the theme of the deck now that I've kind of established it. So I guess I'll pass on it. Deflecting SWAT. Well, this doesn't... See, this is a one that, like, where where I'm like, well, it doesn't exactly counter. I'm just telling them they can't do the spell to me. If you hear pouring sounds, it's because I'm pouring myself some water. So deflecting SWAT. Choose two targets for a spell. Sorry. Just kind of clearing out my nose. Harmonic Prodigy is kind of funny because it would trigger Ludevic twice. So that's mildly interesting. Triskaidekaphile. Oh, we have enough basics in the deck for me to feel good about Solemn Simulacrum. We'll come back to Brainstorm and Blasphemous Axe in a hot second. But first, I'm going to mute so you don't have to listen to me. It's going to be dead air for like a second. Sorry about that. It is stuffy nose time of the year for me. MITHR. Mithril Coat, because we want to... I do feel like we want to protect our commander a little bit. Wherever protection went off to, there we go. Yep. Is it signated as like that because they didn't have a better one that wasn't like more than I've felt like a printing should be? We have by price. I do like that version a little bit. I do like that version a lot, of course, the Doctor Who. This quasi... never been a fan of this quasi Phyrexian looking one. I do like the Karn one. I also like... I like Old Border in general for artifacts. Maybe just because I'm an old man. You know what? No, the uncanniness of that one I think makes it the best version. And then we'll switch you. Wow, that is over $100. And then that's a promo. That's the invocation, I guess. And then that's a secret layer. The secret layer is neat, I'll give it that. So, no special editions of that. Let's go over here to these. Oh, that's the Thunder Junction special edition. Ah, that's an SLD that apparently hasn't come out yet. That is neat. So that's Lord of the Rings. What is that? Oh, Aetherdrift Commander. And then that's Duskmorn. That a tattoo? Huh. Yeah, I guess... You know what? Let's go with this version. It's kind of janky. Then we go to Swiftfoot Boots. We're going to do the Old Border. Old Border artifacts whenever possible. Wow, Deflecting Swat is just a plain expensive card, isn't it? Let's use this SLD version since it doesn't have a picture of a... Although this has lightning on it. Yeah, so we'll stay with that. Mithril Coat. Of course, we're going to use this silly printing. Propaganda's got to be switched up. I like the Doctor Who printing for this. I don't know what kind of propaganda it is. Necromancy is based, actually. That's the propaganda. Then back over here, I don't think... I forgot they reprinted it in Bloomborough Commander. I'm surprised it's not more expensive if it's only ever had one version. Hold on, I am going to sneeze. We'll switch to this Old Border. Oh, that's pretty sweet. But then the actual printed version is over here? I feel like, huh. Well, you know what? Let's put this in here. And then the Cacophony. We already looked at that. Second spell. Second spell. Okay, now we go up here. I kind of now, thanks to this, I do kind of now have a direction. We want to cast spells. Go figure. Oh. We want to see how else we can augment our maximum hand size. I just like Big Dumb Dragon. Body of Knowledge. Curiosity Crafter. If we were making creature tokens, that'd be cool. No maximum hand size. Add one of any color. I'd rather just stick with the Thought Vessel. Into the Intimate costs way too much. Finale Revelation. Folio Fancy. We don't want Threat of Activation on this mill effect. Graceful Adept. We don't want that. We're not messing with Jin Gataxius. No Mordenkainen. No Nezahal. Once again, still no Niv Mizzet. Reliquary Towers in the deck. Prof's Eidetic Memory? Eidetic Memory. Eidetic Memory. During combat on your turn, if you draw more than one card this turn, put X1/1 counters on a creature you control, where X is the number of cards you've drawn this turn, -1. Well, I don't think Prof would help Ludevic. I don't know why the dragon's here. I just like dragon. Seagate Restoration. I've never felt like casting it. I've always put it down as a land. Spellbook. No. Magic Mirror. The Thought Devourer. The Thought Devourers are interesting. Thought Devourer, Thought Eater, Thought Nibbler. Not Vessels in. We're not doing that. Maximum hand size is increased by a mere 2. Oh, 20-toed Toad. It's like a Trisket Decaphile, but you need 7 more cards in your hand. 7 more than, 13. But it also counts counters. I don't think we're going to do all win conditions. Homunculus works for wizards, so that can be as like Igor. Even though this start your engines things will probably never ever matter. Start your engines, if you have no speed, it starts at 1. And then once during each of your turns, and only once, if an opponent has lost life, you increase your max speed by 1 and it goes up, and max speed is 4. So he probably won't get the double draw, maybe, but a little bit of redundancy. I'm going to go third spell. Okay, so there's 2 things that care about third spell, and it's both Ripley Vance. Look at that. I don't know if we're going to be triple spelling. I just wanted to look into that. But let's look into second spells. We have Bond, Beguiling Balladeer. Each non-land card in your hand without Foretell has Foretell. Its Foretell cost is equal to its mana cost reduced by 2. Whenever you cast your second spell each turn, goad a target creature an opponent controls. Let's go to card details. Card options. It was originally Edgin Larcenist Lutenist. That actually has a cost. I wonder, like, where you can even, like, what packs even have him in it. I forgot to do that. I don't know if we're going to do a whole lot of foretelling. But, well, I guess with him out, we do some foretelling. Bank stuff for later. If I've never said what foretell is that you pay the 2, and you set the card aside face down, and it is foretold. And then on a later turn, because you can only cast foretells at... No, you have to wait. You can't cast a spell that you've foretold the same turn that you foretold it. So you're just paying, and then all timing rolls apply. So if you foretold an instant, you can cast it at instant speed. But if you foretold anything that wasn't an instant, you have to wait till your next turn. There we go. Breaches the Blastmaker. Whenever you cast your second spell each turn, you may sacrifice an artifact. Okay, so this Breaches requires us to have artifacts. If you do flip a coin, if you win the flip, copy that spell, choose new targets for the copy. If you lose the flip, Breaches does damage equal to the spell's mana value. So we are going to set up a section called Second Spell. Since that one cares about it. And I think Kraum. Yep, Kraum cared about it. And the Beguiling Balladeer got put in ramp for some reason. So we'll see how many things care about second spell. We're also looking at stuff that cares about when we draw a card. But it won't be called card draw, because these let you draw cards. Sort of. Did we grab anything else? Nope. But, so we should rename this to draw payoffs. You know, anything that says when you draw a card, you get a thing. There we go. So now we go back into here. Brimstone Roundup makes mercenary that we don't care about. Dreamtide Whale just gets to stick around longer when people double spell. Eris, Roar of the Storm costs so much, but it costs 2 less for each different mana value on instant sorceries in your graveyard. Flying Prowess. He's a worthy card, but I don't think he goes in this one. Because we're not looking to play a whole lot of instants and sorceries. And 10 for a 4/4 is, even if it makes more dragons, it's just kind of too late in the game, and I doubt we'll have reduced that a whole lot. Okay, Hearthborn is just one of them pingers with extra steps. Incursion Specialist. Oh, it becomes unblockable. It becomes an unblockable 3/3. That's at least something to think about. Iron Fist is another pinger with extra steps. We have those two already. Ledger Shredder is card draw for it. I don't like discarding, but I guess I should suck it up. Malcolm the Eyes investigates, but he also is a 2/2 with flying and haste, so he's just kind of just good. And the thing is that he creates artifact tokens for breaches to sacrifice, should they both be on the battlefield at roughly the same time. Pinger with extra steps. This makes our second spell cheaper. And he cares about non-land permanents entering the battlefield. Like, it only gives a +1/+1, but it does make our second spell cheaper, so that's something vaguely ramp related. Razzle Dazzler gets +1/+1 token and can't be blocked. Also has a cool name. Saruman the White gives amasses us orcs. Second Guess is hilarious. It counters very specifically the second spell cast during a turn. Shackle Slinger. It taps down creatures or keeps tapped creatures tapped. That's interesting. Okay, Stella Lee, wild card. I'm putting it I'm looking at a lot of stuff that would be the head of their own deck. It's kind of funny. Whenever you cast your second spell each turn, exile the top card of your library. Until the end of your next turn, you may play that card. And then you can also tap. So that is actually card. That is indirect card draw. So that's neat. Storm of Saruman. That's neat. It copies your second spell, but it's a really expensive card. Thunder Drake gets a +1/+1 counter, but it doesn't get unblockable. So it's objectively worse than the Razzle Dazzler. Tomb of Horrors Adventurer. Do we want to introduce the initiative on a 6-drop? And then it copies spells. I don't think we want that. We might come back for the Razzle Dazzler. Because, I mean, we are going to need to attack at some point. But let's look at where we are. 77, 13 more. You are a second spell card. Raging Battle Mouse is ramp, even though he says second spell, but that's because he doesn't do anything on the casting. Malcolm the Eyes. Oh, let's look for card versions. Meh. I just now looked at the art and realized that he is definitely a Raging Battle Mouse. That's great. That is just a great looking card. Oh, we got to go with this one. Which means we're going to go with that one with breaches as well. I didn't hate the cowboy set, for the record. I mean, the worst thing about it is that it came right after the detective set. So it was. So that definitely made it sillier. I mean, the plot of the cowboy set was heckin' dumb. With the great heist thing, and that this is the set that introduced that stupid loot character, Loot. Since it's only once, I kind of want to throw that into removal, since that's basically what we're going to be doing with it. Let's see if anything cares about us drawing our second card. Since what does this one do? Okay. Since this would theoretically let us draw a second card a turn. And I would like some more card draw payoffs. How many second spell payoffs do we have? Only 6? That's not really a lot. But I still kind of like it in there. Like, we're kind of a value over time kind of thing, I guess. Anyway, where am I? I does say draw a card, right? And I'm just draw a card and discard a card. Whenever you draw your second card each turn, you get a Drake. Whenever you draw your 5th turn, her and Drakes you control get embiggening with the cards in your hand. Draw your second turn. Okay, see, that's at the end of turn. As long as it's your turn, detectives you control can't be blocked. Whenever you draw your second card, you get a detective. Getting a creature at the end of my turn, assuming I've attacked someone successfully. I am kind of a fan of that. I don't know if... I don't think I put any of the second spell additional creature cards. Like, I did a bunch of other stuff. Although if they made artifacts, that would be better, even though that's only one other thing in the deck that matters for. Oh, I am dumb as heck. Hold on. Control X. O. Of course, we want the Incursionist Specialist and Razzle Dazzler, because if we cast our second spell, then they're unblockable. Which means we can draw our second card. I don't know why I Control X the whole thing before. +1/+1 counter for second card. Ethereal Investigator. Whenever you draw your second card each turn, create a token. Whenever opponent draws their second card each turn, you draw a card. Oh, I like that. Because then I draw a card if they draw a card off of Ludevic. +1/+1 counters. Homunculus Horde. Whenever a player draws their second card each turn, that player exiles the top card of the library. During each player's turn, that player may cast spells from among the cards they don't own exiled. Oh, that's that chaos card. I don't like stealing people's stuff, and even though this is communism, I still don't think I'm going to go in that direction. One of the cheaper versions of that effect, since it's not a creature. Even though this part is completely useless because it costs too much. Pinging with extra steps. Doesn't matter. +1/+1 counters. Oh, see, now this one's good. Min, Wily Illusionist. Whenever you draw your second card each turn, create a 1/1 blue illusion creature token with +1/+0 for each illusion you control. Whenever an illusion you control dies, you may put a permanent card with mana value less than or equal to that creature's power from your hand onto the battlefield. So that's a card draw payoff that also cheats stuff into play. I like her. And like, what's funny is that we got away from the theme of, oh, this is Dr. Frankenstein, to, oh, these are just cards that actually work. See, Mischievous Mystic, even though it's a creature that can be killed, is still better than the Improbable Alliance. +1 counter. Rat creatures. Whenever you draw your second card, you can move this piece of equipment around. That's mildly neat, but it's only a +1/+2. I'd rather Thopter Mechanic made way more Thopters. Thopter Fabricator, whenever you draw your second... See, now this one makes artifacts, so that's good. And it's also a flying 4/4. Mystic Skyfish gains flying, so that's useless. Okay. Let's move our draw payoffs over here. Oh. Whoops, Razzle Dazzler is a spell payoff, not a draw payoff. Let's get that fixed. There we go, second spell. And then move you up to draw payoffs. Nope, that's card draw because, yep. Ledger Shredder. Oh, that's a second spell payoff, sorry. Ding. I mean, she's a draw payoff and also ramp, so I really like her. So let's find other versions of the cards we added. Wow, he is. Well, I guess it's because it's a rare and it's also a desired rare. That is still an awful card type. Then over here, $4 extra for no border. What's funny is I broke the theme, and yet, you know, with a bunch of things that kind of don't go in here, like an illusionist. But we're keeping Ludevic's test subject. Because I said so. I'm keeping my bad card. So now let's go here and check for cooler looking versions. This is a thing that Architect does sometimes, and yet I still prefer it. I don't. If I want to play test, though, I copy it over to Moxfield because yeah, this player is. Well, it's honestly it's just small. Everything looks small. I don't get it. I have to like do Control Plus to zoom in. Even though I have to deal with this every now and then. Oh, deck building contest. Monthly thing that I don't care about. All printings. There was only one printing of it the whole time. It just didn't want to tell me. Ledger Shredder, all printings. Ooh. I mean, it's several extra dollars. But I think we're going to stick with this. Malcolm the Eyes. The Razzle Dazzler. I don't think he's going to have special printing because he's a common. Okay. So we got 9-second spell triggers. One more would be nice. 3 draw payoffs, which admittedly, drawing cards is kind of its own payoff. Let's go here and go by type. So we have 17 creatures. We're actually pretty good on creatures. I was going to say that if we were like a lot worse on creatures, I would put more things that made creatures in here. But okay, so we got 10 artifacts, 11 instants, and 2 sorceries. So that's 23 non-creature spells. I think I know another thing I want to put in this deck. Non-creature spell. Let's see what cares about that. We can counter non-creature spells. We're not going to do that. We can rummage if we cast non-creature spells and then also make them cheaper, but I don't think we're going to do that. Whenever you cast a non-creature spell, this thing gets an oil counter, and then you can give it flying, pinging with untapping, with forgetting words. Conditional untapping. There we go. Goaded creatures can't block. Whenever you cast a non-creature spell, goad target creature and opponent controls. We might end up doing goad stuff just to make people draw cards. But I still don't think that's... Like, that doesn't benefit us, other than not being attacked. Other creatures control... Oh, this one. Whenever you cast a non-creature spell, target creature you control can't be blocked. I was thinking about this Sweet Otter. And also prowess, and giving other creatures prowess. I like... See, and it's something that's based off of all non-creature spells, of which we have 23 and might get more. Instead of just instants and sorceries. Non-creature spell. Oh, you get to scry off of it. That's not exactly card draw, but it's still interesting. Incubate, we're not messing with that. Commandeer, we're not messing with that. Oh, that's a counter. Disciple of the Ring. That counters non-creature spells. Dark Apostles from a set that I don't use the cards from. Oh. Cruel Witness, you can surveil. Crackling Cyclops with its lightning eyes. It just gets bigger, yet it doesn't have trample. Coruscant Mage. Oh, Coruscation Mage. That's a complicated word. Oh, but it's pinging with extra steps. Good old Displacer Kitten. Exile stuff to return it. Dragon's Rage Channeler. Surveils. Whenever you cast a non-creature spell and it can't be blocked, we want that. We'd like can't be blocked. We could put in a Whisper Silk Cloak and a Prowler Helm. In fact, we'll probably do that really quick just to get our non-creature spells up to 25. Whee! Clo. And then Prowler. Because, like, the one person who plays walls will be able to block that creature, but no one else will. So... Prowler's Helm? Nope, only ever printed once. Look at that. That is so interesting. So OP'd, couldn't print it again. I do like the Lord of the Rings version. I do like the Assassin's Creed version a lot too, because it's, you know, the style. I've never played the games, honestly. I thought all the future traveling into the past mind stuff was unnecessary, and I would just rather it be a game about assassins. So we'll use the Lord of the Rings version, that's fine. Did I put another card in here and I just don't remember what it is? Or have I not? I have not put anything. No, there we go. Elusive Spellfist. We're going to do a minus because I'm going to do something here. So do we want the IMA version or the DTK version? This version's fine. There we go. Ding, first garden set. Pinging with extra steps. Counters a spell. That's neat. Doesn't get unblockable. I didn't put any of the +1/+1 counter stuff in it. But if like the Cowboy Kraum was the commander, this would probably go in it. Goblin Slide. Huh. That's a lot of extra steps. Hope of Girapur. Hercule, Master Wizard. At the beginning of your end step, if you've cast a non-creature spell this turn, reveal the top 5 cards of your library. For each card type among non-creature spells you've cast this turn, you may put a card of that type from the revealed cards into your hand. Okay, that's if you're casting all kinds of things. That is also way more thinking than I feel like doing. We're not doing Dinkataxius. We're not doing a battle. I don't mess with Planeswalkers normally. Have I put a Planeswalker in a deck yet for the show? You can put that in the comments if you remember. Extra steps. Extra steps. No, that's conditional untap. Extra steps. That's interesting, I guess. This would be cool if the cultist actually, like, was good. Oh yeah, Metaform Hellkite creates temporary dragons. That's neat. Magebane Lizard is kind of neat. Whenever a player casts a non-creature spell, Magebane Lizard deals damage to that player equal to the number of non-creature spells they've cast this turn. We don't want that happening to us. Oh, 2 more pieces of removal. Thank you, Mizium Tank, for reminding me of 2 more pieces of removal. I like Mizium Mortars, even though it doesn't do a whole lot of damage. But it's a board wipe for piddly garbage. And I guess, like, this exists, I suppose. But these might be. Oh, this is definitely digital only because that's the Pioneer. So this must be Magic Online or something. We'll use this version. And then the other one is Delayed Blast Fireball. Just because we're going to use the... I hear some people don't like this secret layer. I like this secret layer, but that's because I'm a dork who likes video games. Delayed Blast Fireball deals 2 damage to each opponent and each creature they control. If this was cast from exile, it does 5 instead. That's a card that hopefully I remembered to put in my other deck that had red in it. Or other decks. I don't know if I mentioned yet, but I did go back to some of my previous decks to reapply some things I thought, like, this really... I guess until I click this, it's going to... Whatever. I'm not going to do it. Because... don't care. Anyway, can't be blocked. That's already good. Oil counter. Oh. Okay, so this would double our instants and sorceries. If it lives. How many instants and sorceries do we have? We have... Okay, we're at 15. That ain't too many. And... not a lot of them are ones we'd want to cast more than once anyway. Prowess. Oh, Mizium Tank just becomes a creature. Mystic Remora. If it's drawn early, it slows people down. I think at this point, it's okay to put it in. Because I don't think it's not a game changer, I'll tell you that much. Let's look at printings. I like this edition. Also really like this edition, but it's 45 bucks. This guy just looks like he's high or drunk, you know, intoxicated in some way. And he's like, oh no, the future's back. What was the last thing I put in? The Spell Fist, which I already looked at. Okay. Nardole. He's just a mana dork for non-creature spells. Whenever... Boy, she's expensive, though. But I don't hate her. Flying 6/6 for 5 red, a blue and a red. Board 3, pay 3 life. That's basically Hexproof. Whenever you cast a non-creature spell, create X 1/1 red Fire X and Goblin creature tokens, where X is the mana value of that spell. They gain haste until end of turn. I would think about it a lot harder if those were artifacts. No. Oh, we get to draw a card when opponents... Yeah, but it's expensive. I don't. Polywog Prodigy. That is interesting. Party Thresh. Polywog Prodigy has evolved, so when a creature you control enters, if its power is greater than this, it gets a +1/+1 counter. Whenever an opponent casts a non-creature spell with mana value less than this power, you draw a card. That's interesting, but I don't think we're going there. Quiet Contemplation. I don't like the having to pay. We're not messing with... If I was making an Otters deck, I'd put this Rel in it just because he's an Otter. And that's funny for multiple reasons. I don't think I had a chance to tell that joke. Well, it's not really a joke, it's just an observation. Since this is the first time we looked at blue and red at the same time. Rel's an Otter. Make of that what you will. If you don't know what I'm on about, that's fine. Ask your bear friends. Saheli's Prime Artifacts there. That's a lot to play to have this thing... To have her get absolutely murked before you get too many servos. Oil Counter. That's paying with extra steps. Ping with a lot of extra steps, jeez. Oh, this one... Okay, this one... Huh. It's cost 5, so it's probably still not worth it. But the oil counters at least, because it's Serum Sovereign. I think we passed over Serum's Visions a while back. Draw a card, then scry 2. You can't... It's not a good card, really, unless you don't care what you draw and you just care about the scry 2 after that. Looting. Lore counter, no. We're mostly through the alphabet. Slick Show Off. But it doesn't gain, can't be blocked. That's extra steps. Oh, good old Shark Typhoon, but it costs 6 itself. Sorry. This thing gets bigger. The Sprite Dragon. I know I haven't been putting them in this deck, but like when I look at ones that don't cost a lot, it gets a lot more tempting. And also like the Sprite Dragon. Sword Coasts. You know what? This does make artifacts. There we go. Third path iconoclast gets it, makes it in. Even though it's quote unquote synergy with a card that isn't the commander. I mean, that's its own deck, really. It's just that I wanted to do the partner commanders. Like, there's a better deck inside this deck. Only once a turn. That's foolish. Non-creature spells as though they add flash. Though this is an otter deck card. Scroll to the top. Where are we? Oh, we added, I think, 8 cards since the last time I looked. Let's see if I find anything I have added. Oh, Third Path Iconoclast. Oh, they reprinted it in the upcoming Tarkir Dragonstorm. We'll use... Well, you know what? It's only going to be $1. And I do like that, even though this is the most appropriate icon for it, it's first printing. That's from the Commander product, too. Interesting. That's probably why it's it's a half $1 less. What else got added? We did not add any more artifacts. Huh, we went through all of that, and I think I also changed a lot of them as I was going instead of waiting. Oh, the Riptide Rogue. There we go. Oh, she did not get any other printings. I mean, she's very new, but still. How's our mana existence? A lot of 2s. Okay, so we could definitely do with some more higher end, like bomby stuff. For these last 10 cards. So let's go back, because we have 20 creatures. I mean, I'd like some more creatures, but I guess that's fine to put those right there. I was just wondering if I wanted to make another category. Because like a non-creature spell category, but I guess I really don't need it. I'm going to select all. We're going to move all of those back to auto. Select all. Move all those back to auto. I'm undoing mine. Just because I want to see what the... this one's just creature. This one's encounters. That's so weird. I guess they put it there in case you put any proliferate stuff in it. What else? Okay. I did that just so the Third Path Iconoclast wouldn't be lonely. Though I am going to move the Whisper Silk Cloak over here, because I think the evasion is more important than the protection. And that I'm going to put in evasion, and this I'm just going to put in creature. And now we need just 10 more cards for this deck. We have 9 out of 10 pieces of ramp. 14 out of, what is it, like 18 pieces of removal. I'm going to look up another thing. I realized at the last second, but that that is going to put everything that had you draw a card. No. No, no, no. Oh, Bilbo's Ring. Though it isn't equipped 4 and we don't have any halflings. Oh, that reminds me of another thing that we want to put in here. Brotherhood. The Brotherhood Regalia. Putting its stealth and evasion. The equipped creature as War 2 becomes an assassin and can't be blocked. And it equips the legendary creature 1, which, you know, we do at least have access to 2, and there's a bunch more in the deck, so that's good. Captain Howler. We're not discarding that many cards. Whenever you draw a card. Okay, I like this one because it creates creatures when it dies. I had a thought, and I'm not. I'll think about it. I'll share it when if I decide I want to go with it. Whenever you draw a card, you may pay 1. I don't like the extra step of having to pay. Whenever you draw a card, you can eventually get an 8/8, maybe, but I don't know if we'll be drawing that many cards. Pirated copy. Just boo all around. Predict, Psychic Corrosion, Psychosis Crawler. The Quicksilver Dagger is kind of funny. Sword of Fire and Ice. Struggled for Project Purity. Sphinx's Tutelage. Seize the Spotlight. Teferi's Tutelage. Teferi's, I stick to my guns that Teferi's not going in this deck. Okay, so this a lot of this was whenever you draw a card. But I'm going to put draws a card to see what kind of nonsense that brings up. Target player draws a card for each basic land type among lands he controls. That's interesting. Draws a card. So it's pulling up stuff that causes other people to draw cards, so that's mildly interesting. Consecrated Sphinx. I had a feeling that was going to show up, but he cost 6. We're not putting him in here. Oh, Cutthroat Negotiator. I mean, we do have. It's like I do want something like this for whenever an opponent draws a card, we get stuff. Let's see. Whenever Cutthroat Negotiator attacks, each player reveals the top card of their library. For each non-land card revealed this way, you create a tap treasure token. Then each player draws a card. I'm not... Like, this hurts them for drawing cards. Or for drawing one specific card. Oh, we have Fairy Mastermind. That's it. Well, we'll throw in Cutthroat Negotiator since it gives us treasure tokens. Those are artifacts. The further we get into this deck, the more it's like, oh, this should have been a different commander, but I don't care. There are like two other legendary creatures in this deck that would have made a better commander than what I chose. But I'm like purposely kneecapping myself for a bit, I guess. The Red Death is interesting. You tap, go to creature. That player draws a card, and then you add red mana. That is a lot of weird. Zer's weirding. Players play with their hands. Zer's weirding is weird. Zerd was a weird guy, I guess. Okay, so what are we at? We're at 93. Let's... All printings. I like this even more gray style for the border. I just don't like the normal border for artifacts that much, I guess. I guess I'm just a gigantic butt on that front. Just looking for anything that I added recently that I didn't change its type. There's at least 3 cards in here. But I don't remember what they were or where they went. Or what am I thinking? Nope, I absolutely... Well, you know what? That's what this button is for. What were the last couple of things I did? Oh, the Chasm Skulker and the Cutthroat Negotiator. Those were the other 2 things. Now, what sections did they get put into? There's the Chasm Skulker. It got put in, what was that, tokens? That's mildly interesting. That was only ever in Commander product. And then, there it is, Cutthroat Negotiator got put into ramp. There we go. Yeah, like, who is it? Breaches would have been a good one. Kraum himself. By himself. But this is who I'm going with. With this weird deck on the inside. I had some thoughts. I forgot my thoughts. Like, remember the thing I said that I thought I was going to add to the deck? I don't remember what it was already. Well, looking over here make me... Oh, I actually do remember two cards that I do want to put into the deck. Two very expensive pieces of removal. Oh, I just remembered some things. We're not going to be making that many. Oh, but I do want Ancient Copper Dragon because I do like the Ancient Dragons. Do. There's two more. One of them, because we're in Izzet, so it's one of the few times we'll actually be able to use it. Storm the Vault. Whenever one or more creatures you control deal combat damage to a player, you get a treasure. And then at the beginning of your end step, if you control 5 or more artifacts, you get Tolarian Academy with more upside. Sure. I don't know how many artifacts we'll actually have, but since we one of our things is that we do want to hit our opponents with stuff. And then maybe... I guess we don't want treasure map. I kind of wanted treasure map, but no, I don't want treasure map. This is not what I was thinking about before. I don't remember what I was thinking about before. So now we're down to 3. But we need to go down to removal. So Cityscape Lover is an 8 mana card that destroys non-land permanent, and you get an 8/8. And then when it attacks, you can also destroy, but they get Power Stone tokens. And then you can get it for 1 turn from the graveyard with the Unearthed ability. Switch to that edition. I don't like the way foil stuff looks on the computer. Although I guess, yeah, you can see that for a moment. And then the Meteor Golem, which is one less, and you get a much weaker creature that doesn't get it on an attack either. But it merely has to enter the battlefield. It doesn't have to be cast. And it's just a cool looking card. It's also never very expensive for what it's worth. We'll use this one because it's slightly different. Although, what's the version that it picked from? Oh, it's over here. Yeah, that's just kind of odd art. The default art is very like Ultraman-ish, I feel. I don't know. Something about the head. Close. Oh, this is what I was looking for. So I still kind of want more stuff out here just so we have some things that are bombs. That is such an expensive card. Again, it's a highly desired card. So we'll use this version. Oh, that reminds me of something I didn't check over here. Like, look at this. This is like half. Switch to edition. Close. We're still at 97. So we have 11 pieces of draw. 10 pieces of draw, really, because like even though this draws cards, it's at such a high point. Although I guess technically over here counts as well. Like the 5 and the 7 I really wouldn't count. Oh, was it something this related? It's... And then we have 11 pieces of ramp. Because we're definitely not counting the Ancient Copper Dragon as ramp. Was there something... removal? Something else removal? I also like how the Locust God, as long as it's not exiled, we can always recast it later. We call that removal bait. Even, man, I remember like when there were whole decks around that. This does feel like we're throwing a lot of stuff at the wall, if I'm being honest. Actually, even though he's getting his own deck. When Bilbo retired Burglar enters or leaves the battlefield, the ring tempts you. Whenever he deals combat damage to a player, create a treasure token. And of course, if he's the ring bearer, he has Skulk, so he can't be blocked by anything with power greater than 1. He's getting his own deck, but he's coming in this one as well. Pretend I worded that better. So we're going back over here. Let's close this really quick, actually. Categories. Type. We have 26 creatures, 28 if we count both of our commanders. Our total non-creatures are 13, 25, 27. No, that's 30. Wow, I can do math. 33, actually. So I'm happy with the number of non-creature spells I have for the number of cards that care about them. But let's go... What kind of artifacts does it think I have that I'm missing? Felvar Stone, I understand that. Whenever we draw a card, each player loses a life. Yeah, that pinging with extra steps. Decanter of Endless Water for the no maximum hand size. Howling Mine, I understand the desire to have everyone draw extra cards. Wayfarer's Bubble to get a basic land. Midnight Clock for some very temporary ramp since there's more players, so this sticks around way less, but it's a big fat piece of card draw. So it's 2 and a blue for an artifact that you can tap for blue, Or you can pay 2 and a blue to put an hour counter on this artifact. At the beginning of each upkeep, put an hour counter on this artifact. When the 12th hour counter is put on this artifact, you shuffle your hand and graveyard into your library, then draw 7 cards and exile this artifact. It doesn't stick around very long because it's each upkeep. So, like, you kind of don't want to play it when you really need the ramp, because you're only going to have the ramp for a couple of turn rotations. Creatures. I wouldn't mind more creatures. We stay on putting it Izzet. I have more instants and sorceries than I thought I would, but I still don't think I want any of these. We don't want the pingers with extra steps. I don't think I'll be drawing out my deck, and I still don't want to do that. Instants of sorceries, maximum hand size, 40k, dual caster mage. I suppose... Nope, that's another wizard. Never mind. I was thinking of something else. The roaming throne, and which lets us double the triggered abilities of a specific creature type, could be good if I picked zombie, but I still don't think I'm going to do that. Ristic Study, we're not putting that in. We're not putting that in. We're not putting that in. We're not... Yep, okay, so we don't need any of that. Instance, Brainstorm, Arcane Denial, Ops, Cyclonic Rift, Negate, Abrade. What does Izzet Charm do? That counters a spell. Okay, and does some other stuff. Oh, that's a thing I could do. Not this, but how many cards? 2? Well, no, I don't. I really don't need that kind of card draw. I think I'm decent on card draw. Card search. And then... What planeswalkers? Just these 2. Instant or sorceries. Non-creature spells. Sorcery. Blasphemous Act, yeah. Treasure Cruise, I get it. Serum Visions. Expressive Iteration was the thing I was looking at. Look at the top 3 cards of your library. Put one of them into your hand, one of them into the bottom of your library, and exile one of them. You may play the exile card this turn. So this is along the same lines as like the Reckless Impulse and Rin's Resolve that I might have put in other red decks, where it exiles the top 2 and you have until the end of your next turn to play them. This would just make sure we hit land drops. But I'm not entirely sure I need that. It does feel mildly good that when I look at this, I see stuff for a deck that I didn't make. Which means that I went in a largely different direction than most EDH rec decks go. For better or worse. And even though I mostly built this deck, I think just because of my Himmin and Han, I'll reach a good time. But then I might just let this one go long, because There and Back is probably going to copy a lot of this deck. Not all of it, but certain parts of it. Okay, so now we're going to go back to categories. 2 more cards, my friends. And EDH Rec can't help us because I went in a weird direction. We have Human. Goblin Pirate. I'm just looking at Human Wizard. Fairy, Bird, Siren Pirate, Bird Advisor, Fairy Rogue, Otter Rogue, Human Wizard, Human Monk. I'm looking at at roaming. I'm thinking about roaming throne by looking at all my creature types: gnome wizard, squid horror, human monk, orc pirate, human bard, halfling rogue. Like, the things would have to all come out into play. So yeah, we don't have enough of any one type. And like, we could draw even more cards with this, and then like Kraum. Although we could say horror just so Chasm Skulker would trigger more times. Yeah, it not worth it to put in roaming throne. Just double checking. 25, 30. Yeah, 33. 33 non-creature spells. I mean, we could go up to 35. Or we could add a few more creatures. There. Okay, so there is something I want to search for. Can't be blocked. Oh. Order CMC. And then, yeah, of course. Close this again because I just want to check color spread. Yep, it's mostly blue. Maybe we want to put in more red things. Just saying. Is there anything in here? Dust Corona is mildly interesting. Can't be blocked by creatures with flying. Can't be blocked by creature tokens. That's interesting at the very least. Creatures with power 2 or less. Clockwork Droid can be exerted to scry one and can't be blocked. Power 2 or less. Power 2 or less again. I'm not even looking at the blue cards because I decided I wanted some more red cards. Power 2 or less. Very interesting that red is like, we can only sneak in small things. Bigger things are just hard to sneak. Oh, Teleportal. I forgot about this wild card. Target creature you control gets +1/+0 until end of turn and can't be blocked this turn. Overload. Overload, of course, turns target into each. I think I'm going to throw this in just in case. Yeah, just as a just wild theoretical magical Christmas land finisher, where I have a lot of stuff on field, or at least something big, or something big for this, or several somethings for this. This is why we look, my dudes. Can't. I mean, sure, it adds another blue, but, you know, at least to put a red pip in there. That makes me feel slightly better. Target 2 or less. Power 2 or less. Dang, that. I like her. Detective of the Month. Oh, yeah, if you have the city's blessing, your detectives can't be blocked. You know what? That just voted for that. And that is now 100. So let's go by categories. Let's copy card names on this land. Let's change this to unlisted. We don't have a plan. Whoops, just to draw cards and try to cast at least 2 spells a turn. Maybe. It's like the caring about us casting 2 spells a turn isn't even the commander either. Let's see, it's Frankenstein. Really? Is it IEN and I'm just wrong? Or did... And his monster. Even though that's has nothing to do with the deck. Let's see what we can do in the 20-ish minutes we have. So we have There and Back, Bilbo, Retired Burglar. 1 a blue and a red for a 1/3. When Bilbo, Retired Burglar, enters or leaves the battlefield, the ring tempts you. And I think we got over that in the Orzhov week. Whenever Bilbo deals combat damage to a player, create a treasure token. Then we have Bilbo's Ring. As long as it's your turn, equipped creature has hexproof and can't be blocked. Whenever equipped creature attacks and lone, you draw a card and you lose a life. And then it equips Halfling for 1. Then we have this Saga. Saga are enchantments that do stuff over time. I think I said that in a previous episode. So for 3 a red and a red, we have up to 1 target creature can't block for as long as you control this enchantment. And the ring tempts you. Then you get to search your library for a mountain card, put it into the battlefield, and shuffle. Oh, that is one Planeswalker I do mess with. Koth. And I could have put him in there. Because he costs 4, and then its plus ability gets a mountain to your hand, so you can hit your land drops. And then on the 3rd chapter, the chapter it goes away on after it resolves, create Smaug, a legendary 6/6 red dragon creature token with flying, haste, and when this creature dies, you get 14 treasure tokens. Welcome to Secret Commander, because I actually think I'm going to do some goofy stuff with that. That's my goal. But the first thing we got to do is put in all of our lands. There we go. Oh, that's right. We had a lot of different lands, didn't we? Have 1, 2, 3, 4. Whoops. So go down to 1 because I don't know how many I want. LTR. So we want add as new, switch to edition. And then the mountain. Add as new, switch to edition. Pull this up. Go to history. Go here, and what did I do with my lands? Oh, I had 5 of each of 2 different ones. Okay, I see. I'd selected names and not names with quantities. And that gets us up to 37. I also do like these lands from Lord of the Rings. Okay, so let's put in the Soul Ring. I won't. After the stream, I'm going to switch this all to all the additions. You've seen me do that before. Arc Sig. Talisman of it's creativity. I remembered. Izzet Signet. I really should have kept this up. Okay, I'll give this to Microsoft Edge. I do kind of like this better than how Chrome does it. Just because it's easy when you're hovering over stuff to just miss what you're hovering over. Oh, yeah, okay, yeah. Mind Stone and Thought Vessel and Solemn. Yeah, we'll put all of those in here. Mind Stone. Thought Vessel. Solemn, because we do have a non-zero number of... And then he himself is a ramp piece because he creates treasures. Anything else from here that I want? Storm the Vault, because it amuses me so much. Because that is what he did on his journey, sort of. It makes sense. Let's go to the removal section. Copy card names. Yep. Import cards. I'm just being copy card name. See, a lot of the times, a lot of the same cards go into all decks. I'm just being just grotesquely, I guess you can say, honest and upfront. I'm just gonna copy these, even though, like, only 3 of the cards over here are gonna go into the deck. Control V, because we don't want that, we don't want that, and we don't want that. I just wanted the Regalia, the Prowler's Helm, and the Cloak. Save changes. Save changes? Okay, well. Oh. Control A, Control X. Close. Close it anyway. Do this because I don't like that. Import cards. Control A, Control V. There we go. That was a big pile of weird. Unselect. See, look at that. We're already at 71. And we have type. We have 3 creatures. So I guess the rest of the deck is filling out our creatures, and I think we're finally done over here. Because I don't know if any of the other... Because Bilbo enters or leaves, the ring tempts you, and he creates treasures. So the rest of the deck is probably just going to be doing... Whoops. Looking here. Yep. Is just looking to do stuff with treasures. I would love to tutor up this. But There's actually some other silly stuff we're gonna do. Because like I said, this is Secret Commander. We want Smaug out. But we also want it to do stuff when Smaug if Smaug doesn't go off. Smaug. Oh. Anyway, so we want Delina, the Wild Mage. Oh, there's something I need to go over here. Almost included. Okay, Hullbreaker, that's the garbage. We're not doing that. That's what I thought. The thing is that we can't have Delina and Kiki-Jiki in the same deck, otherwise it boosts this above bracket 2. And in fact, apparently Delina... Declare Delina as an attacker. Oh, right, because she makes a non-legendary copy. And the copies go away. Okay, scroll to the top. But that all does remind me of something else that I want in the deck. Good old Helm of the Host. But with Delina and Helm in the deck, it means, well, Kiki-Jiki can't copy legendaries anyway. Neither can the Troublemaker, I don't think. Go back over here. Trouble. Oh, discard a card and another creature you control. So you can... We'll put her in because she doesn't make it legendary, and that's the shenanigans, is that you can make a copy that instantly dies, and so you get the 14 treasures. And then Delina makes copies that that will go away at the end of combat. We just kind of need stuff to do with our token copy, to do with all the treasures that we make, assuming we get them. I mean, we'll at least get treasures here. And my voice sounds especially funny to me today now that I just now started paying attention to myself. But the ring's tempting us a bunch. So let's go tempt to see who else cares. Elrond, Lord of Rivendell. Whenever Elrond, Lord of Rivendell, or another creature enters the battlefield under your control, you scry 1. If this is the second time a creature has entered the battlefield under your control, you get a ring tempting. I don't know if I care that much about that. Gandalf, Friend of the Shire. You may cast sorcery spells as though they had flash. I don't think we're going to have a lot of sorceries, I tell you what. But whenever the ring tempts you, if you choose a creature other than Gandalf, Friend of the Shire, as your ring bearer, draw a card. That part might be worth it. Wait, let's mine this really quick. All printings. Switch to that edition. I just like this. I don't know what they call that card style. I just like it. Rotom Lancer? Nope. That only happens once. They tempt you. The ring tempts you. The ring tempts you. The ring tempts you. Ring tempts you. Tempting offer. That's unrelated. Those are all unrelated. Okay, so how many sorceries do I have anyway? I have 3. I can Shattering 3, Vandal's Blast, or Mizium Mortar outside of my turn. I'm not really going to lead into that because, like I said, he is a piece of card draw at this point. Oh, let's... I said I wasn't going to do this in the recording, but I am going to do it for, like, the super important cool cards. Man, I like Jaxis, the troublemaker. She can make trouble anytime she wants. Look at that, 75. We only need 25 more, and maybe 20 of them should be creatures. Let's see who cares about treasure. We're going to click this. Oh, yeah, Academy Manufacturer gets us more stuff. Ancient Copper Dragon. We're also going to add the Ancient Silver. Let's see. Oh, this dragon is cool because when it dies, you basically get a Ren's Resolve or 3 treasure tokens. So we'll put that in. No. He creates treasure or makes it a thing that can't block, or impulsive draw. Captain Lannery Storm. Actually, you know what? Captain Lannery Storm, why not? Whenever she attacks, you get a treasure token, and you can sacrifice treasures to make her bigger. So she kind of is sitting on a thread of activation, and she has haste. So as long as she doesn't get instantly gibbed, which is possible because she's not that strong, she'll at least give you a partial rebate. We could do the Cutthroat Negotiator again, but we're not. Fable of the Mirror Breaker. This is a thing that'll throw us into a higher bracket because it'll go infinite with, or not, yeah, it'll effectively go infinite with Delina. Or, yeah, Delina the Wild Mage. I thought for a second that I pronounced her name wrong. Put another dragon. It'll make Bilbo uneasy, but it kind of goes with the territory. We're not putting that many dragons in the deck that we don't need that. Okay. Oh, the good old Goldspan Dragon. He makes treasures. We can get extra treasures if we do that, but I don't think we're going to do that. Oh. Hornswoggle is just a great name for a card. You counter a creature spell, and then you get a treasure for countering that creature spell. It's kind of funny. There's another similar card. Iron Man. Iron Man with Bilbo. Flying haste. Attacks, you get a treasure token. Then you sacrifice a non-creature artifact. And then you can get slightly bigger artifacts. Magda Brazen Outlaw can turn treasures into dragons or artifacts, but I don't think that's what we're going here. Nuka-Cola vending machine turns food into treasure. I do like it though, but I don't think I'm going to use it for this one. Oh, Professional Vase Breaker turns treasures into impulsive draw. That steals stuff, so we're not going to use it. Rose Room Treasurer. Another creature, you get a treasure. The second time, you can pay X to deal X damage. The RMS Titanic. Oh, right. When the RMS Titanic deals combat damage to a player, sacrifice it and create that many treasure tokens. That is a big pile of funny. Everything about that is awesome. Spell Swindle is the other one. It's counter target spell, and you get X tokens where token is its mana value. Storm the Vault is in the deck, which means in this one I might actually put in that other card, the treasure map. We can put in the Tavern Scoundrel if we wanted to flip coins. Because we can sacrifice a treasure to potentially make 2 treasures. But we're not doing that, but we could. Yeah, we're putting in the treasure map. Because maybe Tolarian... Oh no, sacrifice a treasure to draw a card, that's right. The Tolarian Academy is over here. Reaver Cleaver creates a lot of... Since he'll have Skulk, we could put in the stuff that creates treasure when he deals damage. But the thing is that all of them gives him higher power, so it makes him easier to block. I mean, he still has... this gets us extra treasures when we make treasures, so that's good. We're going to look into it anyway, because we can put in the Beam Down Beat Stick, the Diamond Pickaxe, not that one, that no one doesn't make it, that one doesn't make them, the Gold Vein Pick, the Prying Blade, the Sword of Wealth and Power, which also copies instants and sorcery spells, and the Reaver Cleaver. I'm going to Control X that to hold on to it. I don't think that's the direction we're going, as we're only at 15 creatures, and we can have 15 more cards in this deck, so we can have up to 30 creatures. So those are all the things that cared about treasure. We're over 2 hours now, so let's hit EDH Rec again and see what kind of creatures they think we should have. This will be interesting. Stormkiln Artist. We don't have enough instants or sorceries in the deck. Oh, equipped creature has double strike. That's a good point. And it's a creature in its own right, even though it'll probably spend a lot of its time as a piece of equipment. Whenever you attack him, you sacrifice one or more treasures. When you do, that many targets gain double strike. Okay, I like that. I like this technically better than this because it's a fake creature. But this fake creature did remind me that Reckless Fireweaver, a pinger with extra steps. That's funny. But again, I don't think we're going to lean on that. The Ingenious Artillerist is the same deal. Only it doesn't ping out the damage in small amounts. If more than one enters, it deals more than one damage in a go. Oh, crime novelist. Whenever you sacrifice whenever you sacrifice an artifact, this thing gets slightly bigger, and and if it's a treasure, you get bonus. Yeah, so your treasure is kind of sacrificed for double. Okay, okay, crime novelist. We'll see. This thing costs 6, otherwise this would be kind of good. Tap 2 untapped artifacts to draw a card, but this thing costs 6. I mean, we're hoping to have treasures to afford that, but let's see if we can. Let's see what else we can do. Red sources dealing damage. I understand. Oh, a different Gandalf. Whenever instants or sorceries. Oh, whenever a creature you control comes blocked, you may return it to its owner's hand. Whenever one or more creatures you control deal combat damage to a player, draw a card. Oh, yeah. That second part is... Oh, creatures controlled with power 1 or toughness 1 can't be blocked. That's good. Extra piece of unblockability. Yeah, sure. I mean, that's like a just in case they give something... If they have something with Death Touch and I didn't notice. I think that's what that's going for. And then also we can recast Bilbo from our hand instead of having it die. It's just remember, when it becomes blocked, so you have to do it at the very beginning. So you kind of have to anticipate that they're going to shenanigan. Oh, actually, that reminds me of another non-creature. I think I am going to put the lizard blades in here. I like how I just typed the word creature and hit enter. And I still got a bunch of good hit. Oh no, we're at EDH rec. Oh man, it is almost 5 in the morning. I had a bit of insomnia for this episode, so I'm sorry, everyone. Displacer kitten, we're not doing that. She can create 4/4s, and when we commit crimes, we get a treasure token once a turn. But there is another non-creature I wanted to put in. The Mirror Shield, because I made a good point. Gives it hexproof and also makes it to where it auto-gives anything with Death Touch that tries to block. We have 16 artifacts. 1, 2, and 3 dragon. 4 dragons, actually. You know what? Let's sneak in. Let's go back in here. Let's put in both of the Magdas. Yeah. Artifact, Felwar Stone, they always think about that. Here, blah, blah, blah. Giving, yeah, that's too much, though. The One Ring, of course. I mean, it's flavorful, but I believe if I do this, it'll point out that it is a game changer. But we have the One Ring. It's Bilbo's version, wherever it went out, whatever its base mana value is. There it is. Base mana value 3. What kind of enchantments? Fiery Inscription, Curiosity, Guild Artisan, Rustic Study, Sticky Fingers. Whenever it enters or leaves the battlefield, I get it. Mystic Remora, just because it's mildly amusing. Oh, yeah, Biden of Thasta. Whenever a creature you control deals combat damage to an enemy, you may draw a card. I put it on a creature. I don't think I'm going to put it on the enchantment. It's funny that it's just Biden of Thassa and not like the other two things that basically do the same thing. Close. What are we at? We're at 94. Always when we're closing into the last bit. Oh, I was going to look at the color spread. Oh, we actually can use to put in some more blue. There's actually cards. So Fiery for Fiery Emancipation, and then City On for City on Fire, which, by the way, let's go into history. Let's go back over here. Is there anything we want to take out? For those two cards. I like Teleportal, but I kind of just put that in because we were nearing the end of the deck. Let's see, and then there was one more thing that I put in that I wasn't 1,000,000,000% on. Let's see. You know what? Let's take out Raging Battle Mouse because it's only one card a turn that he boosts us on. So Fiery, and then City On. There we go. So we can do more damage. We like doing more damage. And then turn this back into categories. That's fine that those go into burn. Yeah, we're pretty fine on ramp anyway. So, close that once again. I feel better about that deck because I remembered stuff that existed. I like how it says enters or leaves the ring temp seal. I wonder if that means we want to put in our good friend Thassa Deep Dwelling. But maybe not. So we got 22 creatures. I was holding on to this because we have room for 4 more things. Can we put the best 4? Because the Reaver Cleaver is that many. That makes 1. And that's combat damage to a player. That is also to a player. Diamond Pickaxe, which is also kind of on flavor for the whole thing. And then Gold Vein Pick. This is it's just attack, so it doesn't even need to do damage. So that's combat damage to a player. That's combat damage to a player. This is to a player or a battle, but also gives it menace. So I like that. And then there are 2 more if I had 2 more spots, but I don't think I'm going to have 2 more spots. And that does get us to 100. I'm not entirely sure how we actually win with all of this. But it's kind of makes a lot, but we kind of just make a lot of treasures and figure it out as we go. Categories. Our anemic card draw section. I think a lot of my decks just kind of want to win the games through fair magic of combat damage. So let's go up here. Unlisted. Create treasure. Accrue value. Win game. Spell word correctly. Save changes. There we go. That's Izzet week. By the time you see this and know to look for these decks, I'll have prettyified these. Which is funny, because on other ones I'm like, use cheapest. But for some of them I'm like, use prettiest. Anyway, yeah, Izzet. I don't play a lot of Izzet. But yeah, I do kind of just like the combination, just at least thematically, even if not in actuality, of playing it. The dichotomy is really interesting. I guess the same goes for black and white, because you have like the order and unity and like the selfish ambition. I don't think I get the same feeling from any other cross-color combination, because we got like white and red, you know, we got passion and unity. That's how you get the, like, military. And then you have green and blue, just gets you Simic horse hockey. And then, yeah, that's it, because there's only 5, huh? 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh, there's black green, the Golgari, which what even is, so next week is Simic, and then Rakdos is an allied pair, and then yeah, Golgari a couple of weeks from now. That one, I guess if I were to tier them, and I know like this one's already gone over, but it's in my head, I'd have to go Orzhov, because my first decks were that, and I always thought like the life and death dichotomy was neat. Then Izzet, even though I don't play it a whole lot, because the planning versus impulsiveness, like you get interesting stuff. We saw it in the Ludevic deck, I think, a little bit. And then after that, I'd put Golgari, because it's also kind of life and death, but it's like the cycle of life and death, as opposed to like life as a force versus death as a force. It's more like life as a concept and death as a concept. Like, yeah, thrive, circle of life. I think I said that already. And then at the bottom, I would put Boros, white-red, and Simic, blue-green. I'll probably get more into that next week. So I'll see you then for that, as soon as I figure out where I am with my mouse.